I just hit the record button, so there's no way we can turn back, so we can't talk about anything else.
If we could turn back time.
If we can find a way.
Go ahead, Cher.
I don't remember the other words. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Bouger. I'm Mars.
And I'm Neeter.
And today we're going to be discussing Anita's trip with her friends to
Disney.
So that would be Disney. And of course, just a heads up, Anita's going to give you a little bit of a disclaimer because we are not affiliated with Disney.
We sure aren't. But oh my God, what a wonderful place.
We talked in a previous episode about our trip to Animal Kingdom, but Anita actually got to go to more than just the Animal Kingdom with her friends.
Yes. Back in 2018, we had a really huge high school reunion where I was able to reunite with a bunch of my high school friends. And one of them in particular, Regina, she works at a school in South Louisiana, and every 2 years, the cheerleaders get asked to perform at Disney Springs. In March of 2019, she texted me, and she texted all of us that are in our friend group, and she was like, "Hey guys, our cheerleaders are going to Disney in January of 2020, and I'm going as a chaperone, and I can bring friends. Who wants to come?" Of course, I was like, me.
I know. I'd do the same thing.
Right. I was like, I didn't care. I'll take off of work. She was like, "What if you have work?" I was like, "Oh, I could take off of work. I'll just ask my boss if I can have off that week or whatever. How much is it?" She was like, "Well, we don't know yet. We're trying to get an estimate of how many people want to go. So when the teacher that's booking the trip, when she calls, she can let Disney know, like, hey, we have 50, 100, however many, to get the discount, group discount."
That's what I was about to say. So to make the trip a little more affordable for everybody,
right,
they were just going to do like a group discount.
Right.
Okay, I see.
Right, because they needed to know, like, with the cheerleaders that were going, how many of their parents were going, if they had little brothers and sisters that were going to go, the teachers that were going to be chaperones, which my friend Regina was one of them, how many of her people were going to go. So when they called to make the reservations, they would know how many people to book, how many rooms they were going to need, how many people were going to be in each room, and then figure out the price from there.
Gotcha. Now that we're talking about pricing, just to go to Disney for a day is over $100.
Right.
Just for one person going the whole day.
For one park, yeah. Because when we went to Animal Kingdom, it was like $99, and it was a weekday.
Right, and that was the trip when you went with us.
Right.
When we went to that Sunflow trip.
Right.
Well, how much did you wind up spending? Because you guys went to how many parks again? We
went to Hollywood Studios, Epcot, Magic Kingdom, and Animal Kingdom.
Oh, wow. So you went to four parks. 4 parks.
We were there for 6 days.
And how much was it altogether to go?
The trip was 6 days. We went to 4 parks. We had fast passes. I think it were 3 fast passes per park that we could get.
And you got your hotel in there?
And we got 6 days and nights at the Pop Culture Resort. And the whole price was $569.
That is really good.
Right.
That is really good because, again, like I was just saying, just for us to go to Animal Kingdom during that Sunflow trip, that was about a little over $100 for us for each person.
Right.
So to get the hotel, your ticket, fast passes, I mean, that's a pretty good deal.
And of course, my friend Regina and my friend Julie, we all shared a hotel room, so that cut the cost of our hotel. We weren't in it, but to take a shower and sleep for a few hours and then up and at Disney again every day.
Right.
You know, we had something to do every day.
And then your plane ticket was separate, right?
Yes. Well, we were going to drive. A lot of the parents drove. Mm-hmm. They rented vehicles and drove up there because they had, all the cheerleaders and all their luggage and, friends and so many other kids. It would have just cost them too much to fly. But my friend Regina was like, okay, we can either leave 2 days earlier and drive, because I think it's like a 12-hour drive to Disney from Lafayette, where she lives.
Oh, wow.
Or we can fly. So she looked up tickets, and for us to fly round trip was $152. And I was like, I'm in.
That's not bad.
Right. I'm in.
Yeah.
But then I have bad anxiety about being in tight spaces, like on an airplane.
Right.
In closed places. So I was afraid to have to sit by myself, because with $152, you weren't guaranteed seats by each other. We would have just been like...
Did you guys take Southwest?
I think we were on United or Delta. I'm not sure.
Oh,
I can't remember.
So the plane the plane trip that you guys took, the seating wasn't guaranteed?
Right. It wasn't guaranteed that we were going to all be able to sit together.
Oh, okay. I see. Together.
Right. We were guaranteed a seat, but just weren't sure where we were going to be able to sit.
That was kind of like our Sunflow trip. We took Southwest.
Yes.
And the way that you check in, it's by waves. So you can actually get checked in the earlier you check in, like on your phone when it says, hey, you can start checking in now. It's best to do it like right away, we found out, because you're part of like the first wave of people who can get on the plane.
And then pick a seat.
Yeah. If you did it like we did the Sunflow trip and wait till the last damn minute to do it, then you're going to be
just like get what you get.
Wave F.
Right.
Now you can see, and then you get, to sit by the people who are allergic to Pepto-Bismol.
Right.
Right.
But anyway, because of my anxiety, my friends, I love them so much, paid each of $44 more to upgrade so we could all sit together.
Yeah.
So for a round trip flight to Orlando and back was $196, which is still not bad.
It's not bad. And honestly, like you are already going to have to take off time for work. And if you just don't have the time, sometimes it's good to go ahead and pay for the convenience.
Right.
So, and honestly, that's pretty low these days. This is currently what day is it? It's July 18th. That we're recording. So we're in the midst of COVID, so I don't know what the prices are now.
Right.
But at that time, prices were pretty high.
Right.
So that's a pretty good deal, I would say.
Right. And we didn't want to get to Disney and be exhausted.
Right.
But when you go somewhere like Disney and you're on a time schedule because you have these park passes that you have to use on certain days that were prepaid. You have these fast passes that you have to use at certain times on these days. So we didn't want to be so exhausted that when we got there, the first day would just be like us dragging around.
Now, when you guys got to Orlando, you were able to check in and sleep? Yes. And then the next day you went to the parks?
Actually, we didn't sleep. we got there because we left like at noon, I think. And got there like maybe at 1:30, 2 o'clock that afternoon, because there's a 1 hour time difference. Anyhow, we got there. It was pretty early in the afternoon, so we ended up going to Disney Springs.
Now, what is Disney Springs?
Disney Springs it's like a little town of shops and restaurants, and like they have the Lego store there with all the Lego artwork.
Is this something that you had to pay to get in?
No,
or is it?
No.
Okay.
It's like a little town or city inside of Disney, but you walk through there and it's a lot of shops.
Oh,
like
I see.
Have chocolate shop. It's
kind of like a mall.
Like Canal Street would be.
Oh, I see.
But it's more than just one street. It's a whole place of just shops where you shop, and then they have like where the cheerleaders perform. There was a stage and an amphitheater that they performed in outside.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So we just went there. We went and ate at Planet Hollywood, which was so much fun. Because they have all this memorabilia from all these Hollywood movies. Like they have a piece of the door from Titanic that Rose was floating on.
Oh my gosh.
They have, Spider-Man, the actual Spider-Man outfit from the movie.
Which one? The Tobey Maguire one? Or?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Cool.
I was about to say, don't even ask me because I don't know. There's so many different ones.
Yeah.
I can't keep track. But They had that, they had just like so much memorabilia that it was amazing just to look around in there. And then they have like these sing-alongs. Like they have the inside of it. It's like a big wall of screens. And they play these music videos. And it's like sing-along stuff. Like everybody in the restaurant starts singing.
Did y'all sing along to anything?
Yeah. I did. I had a couple of drinks. So I was
singing at everything.
Yeah. Singing and laughing.
Yeah.
Because you already know me. I laugh at everything too. But so that's what we did the first day we were there. We went and walked around Disney Springs. We went and looked at, where the cheerleaders were going to perform. My friend Regina has been there several times before. So she was taking us to like all of the places that she's been that she knew would be
the best.
The best. Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we could like skip over like the not so like things she knew we wouldn't be interested in.
Right.
She took us to the places like the Lego store. Like they had a whole incredible Hulk built out of Legos.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
we took pictures with him. Like I took pictures of him choking me and she took pictures playing with his muscles. That's the difference between us two.
Yeah.
She was being cute. Like, oh, he's got muscles. And I'm like, oh, this bitch is choking me. And they had like the little Frozen characters built out of Legos. They had they have this lake in the middle of Disney Springs, and they had this huge like Loch Ness monster made out of Legos in the lake.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Wait. So in the middle of Disney Springs, they've got like a lake.
Yes.
And they have a thing built out of Legos coming out of this physical lake.
Yes.
This water lake.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome.
Everything at Disney is pretty cool.
And so then what did you do for the second day?
So the second day we got up early.
Did you guys try to get there exactly at like when the gates opened?
We were there. We were waiting outside like 30 minutes before the gates opened.
With these tickets, do you have to get there or do you... And not that you would want to do this. Like say you were so drunk at Planet Hollywood, you slept in.
Yeah.
And y'all went at noon. Would they still let you in with these tickets?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Absolutely. No, you didn't have to be there. We just wanted to be there because there's so much to do at each park. We wanted to make sure
you got
that we got where we wanted to go, saw what we wanted to see, rode the rides we wanted to ride, and still had time to make it to our fast passes. Had time to make it to our fast passes. We had 3 fast passes per park.
Gotcha.
And what it is it allows you to pass up everybody that's standing in line to get on a ride or to see a show. And it's for the most, like you normally would get them for the most popular rides and places because you still have to stand in line. Just your line moves faster than everybody else's line. So
with the bundle that you guys got, the fast passes were included.
Right.
Awesome.
Right.
Because I know when we went, we would have to pay an additional, $20-$30 in order to have a fast pass.
Right. And that was just for one ride. You see, you don't get a fast pass and be able to ride every ride in the park.
Yeah.
You have to get them for a particular ride.
Right.
And it's not transferable. Like if you miss that ride, you can't go back again.
Right.
You just lost your fast pass.
So if I missed out on like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
Right.
And wanted to swap it with like the Dumbo ride.
No.
You can't do that.
You can't do that.
Okay, gotcha.
You can do it before you get there, but you can't do it the day of.
Right. How do they keep, is there like a scanner for
Well, you get a bracelet.
Got you.
Before we even left, like when they actually ordered the tickets, you don't even get a ticket. You get this bracelet because my friend Regina, she texted us and she was like, "What color do y'all want y'all's Disney band?" It's a band that you wear on your arm to be.
Yeah.
It looks kind of like a watch. And it scans everything. It opens your hotel room.
Oh,
you
wow.
scan it when you want to buy stuff. At the resort, there's a gift shop and there's food. There's like a little food court. And when you go buy stuff there, you just scan your band and it charges it to your band. And then you can pay it all at once. Kind of like going on a cruise where you get that little card that you use through the whole cruise. And at the end of the cruise, you pay for everything.
And There was a festival that I went to with an ex-boyfriend of mine where he bought prepaid bands. Like he put a certain amount of money on the bands. And then when we went to the festival, we would just scan the bands, and anytime we got like something we needed to pay for. Now, we did have to add more money because the alcohol that we got and the T-shirts and the whatever that we got whittled away at that amount. But we were still able to go back on this website and add money to the band.
Right.
Okay.
Well, see, ours, it wasn't any money. It was tied to a credit card, which was great because then you didn't have to worry about carrying money with you in the parks. We carried cash with us just in case, we wanted something. But you had that band that you could use for everything. Like it did everything. It opened your hotel rooms. It did everything.
Yeah. Which
was fantastic because you just had to worry about keeping track of your band every day.
Right.
And not everything else.
Okay.
And in the food court, you buy these mugs that has a lid on it, and you can refill it as many times. You pay I think it's like $10 for the mug.
Oh, gotcha.
And you get all the free refills of drinks you want.
Yeah, that's like when me and a friend went on a Carnival cruise.
Right.
And they have like their specific cup that you buy.
Right.
And then you go and you can get your refills in that cup, but you pay like a certain amount for it.
Right.
Okay, that's interesting.
I want to say it was like $10 or $14, I think, for the cup. Yeah. But you can get all the free drink. Cokes and tea or whatever you were drinking, not alcohol though, in that cup. And you were allowed to bring it into the park.
Got you. Oh, well, that's nice.
Right. We would fill them up before we would leave. Now, there's one thing Disney, they, like at the resort, you had to ask for a straw. And it was paper straws. It was the little cardboard straws, not plastic straws.
I don't mind those, actually.
Right.
Like,
they make my teeth dry.
Well, if they're fresh, and it hasn't been sitting in your drink for like an hour.
Next time I go, I'll probably bring one of those metal ones that you can buy.
I like the metal ones too because unlike the paper ones where you throw those away.
Because they start like
dissolving at the bottom.
In the
the metal ones. I wonder if that would show up in the metal detector because don't they wand you to make sure you're not bringing in like?
Well, yeah, but I mean, you just wouldn't bring that to the park.
Oh, okay.
I mean...
Well, you can always take off the lid and just drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would get up so early. We would go to the resort food court.
Right.
And get like a McMuffin or whatever, something for breakfast there. That was on the cheap side because, they're on a budget. I was on a budget. We didn't want to spend $100 a day just on food.
Right.
So we would go and fill our cups up and we would drink them on the way to the park.
Mm-hmm.
Like whether we were in the gondola, the sky cab, they call it, whatever it is, the thing that was so much fun too, flying over all these parks.
Oh, was it Skyrail?
I guess. I forgot what the name of it. I called it a gondola because it, over all the lakes and...
Oh, yeah. Gondola, when I think of a gondola, it's like when you're in Venice and you're in that little gondola boat.
Right. No. This is a hanging one. It hangs on a line and goes across the resorts.
Right.
To either not Magic Kingdom, but Hollywood Studios or Epcot from where we were.
Oh, yeah.
And so we would have our drinks to drink while we were riding on that to go to the park.
Right.
And then we would just stick them. We brought one backpack and we take turns carrying it. And we bought snacks like chips and M&Ms and stuff like that for us to snack on while we were standing in line because you stand in line some very long times to get on some of these rides.
Yes.
But we saved a lot of money because when we would go to these parks, we would get, like if you buy a bucket of popcorn, you pay one price for that bucket, but then you can get refills for like half price all over the park.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So we would get one bucket and we just keep refilling it all day and eat popcorn. Because you don't want to eat anything too heavy if you go re-riding rides to begin with. Because you don't want to get sick. So popcorn was perfect. Like we'd get a
Yeah.
drink, we'd get our popcorn, we'd sit down, take a little break, eat some popcorn, drink a drink, and then we go to the next ride that we wanted
Right.
to ride.
So tell me about day 2 of your trip. Which park did you go
We
to?
went to Hollywood Studios, and let me tell you,
Tell me.
that place was fun. We rode every single ride in Hollywood Studios.
Uh-huh.
Even the little dog from Toy Story ride, the weenie dog. That
was
looked
it the Slinky?
Slinky dog
Yeah.
or whatever?
Yeah.
Yes. Even that. We rode the children's rides. We rode the adult rides. My friend Regina, we almost killed her on the haunted hotel ride.
So are you talking about the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror?
Tower of Terror. Yes.
Gotcha.
That's it. Oh my God. That was so much fun and so terrifying at the same time. It's unexplainable.
I know when they drop you,
Oh,
they take a photo.
Yes, we have a photo of us being
Shut-
dropped. And
shut
of
your
course, I'm
face.
laughing my ass off.
Yeah.
Because my friend Regina is literally like breaking every finger in my hand, squeezing it. Because my friend Julie, who had been there before, was like, oh my God, it's not bad. It just goes side to side. Then it drops a little bit. Then it goes side to side. It
little
drops
bit.
a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Well, apparently her memory wasn't working very well. Because let me tell you, that you get on this elevator thing in this ride, and then the next thing you know, you just like, it gets dark and you just feel like everything fall out from under you.
Yeah.
I literally felt like my guts stuck to the ceiling.
Oh my God.
I kept grabbing the man next to me
Yeah.
and screaming, and I was screaming and laughing because when I get scared, it's funny. Like, and I could hear my friend Regina cussing us out like, oh my God, I'm going to kill y'all. I could not quit laughing. Like, the more scared I would get, the more I would laugh. And then when they stopped at one time and you're like looking out over, they opened the doors and you could see outside of the park.
Yeah.
Into the parking lot or whatever. And I was like, oh my God. And they're like, wave. And that's whenever they take our picture.
Yeah.
But they take it right when they're dropping you again. So you're like, ah! Put your hand up in the air.
Oh my gosh.
But that was so much fun. So then the next ride we went on after that, we went to the Aerosmith one, the rock and roll roller coaster.
Okay.
And my friend Regina was like, you know what? Y'all can go. I'm going to stay down here and call my mama and tattle on y'all for making me ride that scary ride.
That's hilarious.
So we went, and the line was extremely long to get on the rock and roll. I think it's called rock and roller coaster.
Uh-huh.
So they have a line for if you're a single person, single rider line.
Okay, got you.
Which moves faster than the regular line.
Oh.
So me and my friend Julie were like, we going on this single rider line. So we went so we could get up there and ride. We ended up getting separated, and she had to ride with a stranger and I had to ride with a stranger.
Oh, that's okay.
But it did not matter because it was fun as well.
Right.
It wasn't as terrifying as
So-
the Tower of Terror.
So
but
the rock and roller coaster, was that more of like kind of like motion theater where they put you in a pod and you watch a
no.
screen?
No.
It's an actual
It's
roller
an actual
coaster?
roller coaster.
Oh, okay.
And let me tell you, they tell you when you sit down to make sure your head is up against the headrest because when they shoot you off from that thing,
Uh-huh.
it's like, it literally slings you like an airplane.
So there's a lot of
The
G-force.
yeah. The G-force like throws you back. But once that is out of the way, that first initial launch,
Uh-huh.
it's really not as scary as, of course, we're just coming off a Tower of Terror. So everything else was a cakewalk after that.
Right.
But we went and we rode everything in that park.
Yeah.
Everything.
What was your favorite out of that park?
The Tower of Terror.
The tower. Yeah, I would
That
have
was
to say.
That was my favorite.
See, I went a long time ago, back in, I guess, like 1994, 95.
Mhm.
And I was in band, and the band went,
Right.
and we wrote, at that time, it was MGM Studios.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, before it was Disney.
Mhm.
So MGM Studios, of course, later on became Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Right.
But they still had the Tower of Terror. And I remember being on that ride with all of the drummers because I was part of the drum line.
Right.
And we rode that ride about 6 times. When we would get to the photo part, we'd always like make poses. We had a map opened up and we're all like pointing at it as everyone else is screaming around us. It was so much fun.
Every ride in Disney, you're not just standing in line.
Yeah.
You're going through something.
Yes.
So when we got into the hotel, it's like this old hotel from like maybe in the 1920s.
And this is the Tower of Terror ride.
Yeah, the Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
And everything is covered in cobwebs and it just looks like an old haunted hotel.
They really do. These theme parks, I mean, you could say what you want about theme parks, like, oh, they're not, they're just big money suckers, whatever. But they really work hard to make you entertained the whole time, even when you're in line.
Yep.
Because when we went to Sunflow and we went to Animal Kingdom, being in line was
the
a piece of,
exhibit.
especially when you're with friends.
Right.
And you get to chit chat and look at everything. That's a great time.
Yeah.
I mean, time like went by and that.
It did. Like, I don't even remember how long we stayed in line.
Right.
But it wasn't like a bored standing in line. We weren't even on our phone. Like, we were watching these kids behind us. They were playing some kind of game on their phones where they would put their phone on their head and everybody else had to guess what was on the screen.
Right.
And it was just funny. Like, we were just people watching.
Yes.
Everybody. And the lines just moved along, really fast. Well, they seemed like fast. It was still like we were in line for like an hour and a half. Right. Some places they had.
And this was our trip to Animal Kingdom, or are you talking about?
I'm talking about when I went with my friend Regina.
Okay.
When we were at Hollywood Studios.
And what day did you go? Which was that day when you went to Hollywood?
That was the Sunday, the first day.
Okay, so that was on a Sunday.
Yes.
Okay, and you still had to wait in line for like an hour.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that was in January of 2020.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Yes. And that was on a Sunday. All right. I'm just trying to give everyone like a sneak peek as to what you can probably expect.
Right. And you would think in January, because it's winter and because kids are supposed to be in school, that it wouldn't be that busy. But it was really busy there for the middle of January.
But I guess because it was on a Sunday. Kids have off.
But even the rest of the week, it was still packed with people. Every park was packed.
Was it that first week of January?
No, this was around the 19th and 20th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, of January. So it was like right after Christmas break.
Uh-huh.
So everybody should have been back in school. But I guess a lot of schools were taking trips.
Yeah.
Then, too.
That's true. And, I do hear, though, that the best time to go to the theme parks in Orlando are like September and October.
Right.
That's what I've heard.
After the summer season.
Yeah, after the summer season when school gets kicked off.
Right.
Those are usually the best times to go, which honestly, I want to go during this is a dream of mine and we're going to manifest it.
Yes.
Because I want this to happen. I want to take like a month and just spend it in Orlando.
Oh, my God.
Going to all of the theme parks and the haunted houses and just seeing all the decorations because that is my favorite month. Right. That is like my Christmas.
I know. Me too.
I just love, I love Halloween. Funtober. Yeah. So anyway, going back to what?
So, we were we were at Hollywood Studios. And, of course, we had fast passes. My friend got us fast passes to a couple of shows. Because she doesn't like roller coasters.
Regina.
She doesn't ride roller coasters.
But she loves going to Disney. But
she like going to all the kiddie shows like the Finding Nemo.
Frozen.
And Frozen shows and stuff like that. And that's all fine. She had gotten fast passes to those shows. And when she asked us what we wanted fast passes to, I didn't know because I had never been.
Right.
So I didn't know what was at any park. I was just
now
like,
you
get
do
us
know.
whatever. Now that I know, next time we would get the fast passes to ride on the rides, the roller coasters, instead of the shows.
Because it's what you like the most.
Right.
She likes shows.
Right.
Y'all like rides.
And I mean, I could understand like the shows were great if it would be during the summer, like when we went to Animal Kingdom, because they're cool. You can sit down, take a break from all the walk-in, cool off and stuff. But we were in January, and the first day we were there, Hollywood Studios Day, it wasn't too bad. The weather was nice.
So it wasn't too cold?
No, it was like in the 60s, 70s.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yes, perfect weather. But the next day, the temperature started dropping. A cold front came through.
Ooh.
We'll talk about that in a minute. Hollywood Studios, we were there. My friend made reservations for us at this 50s cafe called the Primetime Cafe because she knows how much of a big 50s fan I am.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that our resort at Pop Century Resort, that's the name of it, Pop Century Resort, was in the 50s section of the resort. They had all the different sections. They had like the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, 80s. And our hotel room was actually in the 50s section.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that was like super cool. I was like so excited. I was like, oh my God, we're in the 50s. So she was like, well, wait till you go see where I made reservations for us to eat. We were at Hollywood Studios at the Primetime Cafe. Oh my God, y'all. It's made just like a house in the 50s. Okay. And they have all the old black and white TVs. They have refrigerators. They have...
You mean like the Frigidaires?
Yes. Like the old 50s refrigerators, the stoves, everything in... And it's broken down into rooms, and the tables are like the 50s tables, like with the metal legs and the chairs.
Right. So that retro kind of look.
Right, with the vinyl and the Formica top tables. Yeah. And each room is made like a kitchen, like a dining area from the 50s. It's all 50s memorabilia on the wall. Every TV is playing a 50s TV show.
Oh, that's great.
Like Leave It to Beaver or, one of those shows from the 50s. And I could have stayed there forever. I could have stayed in there forever because it was just like I had stepped back in time. Mm-hmm. And then our waiter, like, he was so funny. He was, I don't know if it's part of their act to be rude. But he just like came and sat down at the table with us and was like, all right, what y'all want? How's y'all day going? And he was just, we were like, what's the best thing on the menu? And everything on the menu is like stuff your grandma would make, like pot roasting, mashed potatoes and gravy or fried chicken. And everybody was saying the fried chicken was the best. My friend Julie, she got a combination plate that had like the pot roast, fried chicken, and I don't know, it was just like comfort foods.
Right.
It wasn't anything like, there were no salads or anything healthy. It was just like 50s comfort food that you could get. Macaroni and cheese.
Oh God, you're making me hungry.
I know, I'm making myself hungry because it was so delicious. And of course, on the fried chicken plate, you get a whole half of a fried chicken. So me and my friend Regina split it.
So the half of an actual chicken that is fried.
You get 4 pieces of chicken.
Okay, so not like half a piece of a leg.
No, you get half of a whole fried chicken.
Dang.
So you get the breast, the wing, the leg, and the thigh.
Wow.
So me and my friend Regina split a plate, which is how we cut costs too. Because you don't want to be, I knew I couldn't eat a whole half of a fried chicken. I couldn't eat 4 pieces of fried chicken. And I didn't want to have to carry it around to the park the rest of the day. You don't want to waste it. So that's what we did. We just, when we would go eat at restaurants like that during the day, if we would decide to go eat, we would just split something.
Right, because when you're riding all those rides, you don't want to have like a full stomach. No way.
No. So that was delicious. It was so good. Not as good as Willie Mae's Scotch House here in New Orleans, but it was pretty good.
Which, by the way, we still need to go.
Yes. Hollywood Studios, I recommend Primetime Cafe. I recommend the Tower of Terror.
Right.
Rock and Roller Coaster. And just everything. Like we did so much. Those are the 3 things that I remember.
So what you would say to someone visiting is just go early.
Yes.
Make sure you have time to go everywhere.
Right.
Now, were the fast passes, I guess they would be worth it for you if they were for the rides and not like the shows.
Or if I would have had my grandchildren with me to take them to like go see the Frozen show or the, Under the Sea show from Finding Nemo. I mean, not Finding Nemo, The Little Mermaid.
Oh, yeah,
That was the one, the Under the Sea one. It would have been good for the children to go see.
So guys, Anita had so much to share about her trip to Disney that we had to break up this episode into 2 parts. So make sure to come back next time because Anita will talk about the other parks she visited and give more tips on how to enjoy these theme parks. Don't forget to like and share our podcast. You can also join us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. Our website is www.budgetwithmarsandneeter.com. That's bougetwithmarsandneeter.com. Thank you again for listening, everyone. Remember to be kind to your fellow humans, be safe, and be well. Mwah!